Welcome to That's Based. Happy Monday. I'm your host, as always, Caleb Salvatore, reporting from somewhere underground. We're laughing our way through the end of days, brought to you by Outlaw Streamers and our friends over at Blood of Tyrants Wines. Drink bloodofTyrants.com with the promo code BASED, BASED, like the title of the show, going to save you 10% off your order at the checkout. Two types of wine, both red and white, along with the Liquid Freedom Energy drink. Drink bloodofTyrants.com, promo code BASED, BASED, like the title of the show. It's going to save you 10% off your order at the checkout. One more time, drinkbloodofTyrants.com, promo code BASED, BASED, will save you 10% off your order at the checkout. Here's my thing. If you're one of those retards that hate listens to this show, but keeps up with every episode, despite how much you claim to not like me, at least buy something from the sponsors. At least buy a coffee mug from the merch shop. I mean, if you're going to help us out, I mean, I appreciate the download nonetheless. But don't leave. I mean, normally we wouldn't even address anything like this, but don't leave me reviews on Apple acting like you don't care that we made fun of you on the air, while simultaneously writing a 500-word breakup letter to a podcast. I mean, that's more or less what this was. Stockholm Mia, the red face of white supremacy, is here with us, as always, on these Monday mornings. How is it going today? How's your morning?
Good.
It's going fantastic. Well, the person, normally we wouldn't even give this the time of day, but the person that left us the nasty review on Apple Podcasts did ask if you were doing okay. So are you doing okay? They want to know if you're okay.
Nah, not really.
You're not being held here against your will?
Well, I kind of am.
She is being held against her.
I'm also not getting paid, so...
She's not getting paid.
I think I deserve fair compensation.
There's a compensation dispute here. She is actually suing me.
We're in the middle of contract negotiation.
We're in the middle of negotiating. Well, here's what she doesn't realize. So she's suing the company, right? The LLC. What she doesn't realize, though, is that she's actually listed as the 70% owner of the business. So all of the money that's supposed to be going, or that she's trying to sue for, she'd be suing herself. And all of her assets are listed under that. It's actually, we're committing massive insurance fraud is really what's happening right now. Because I took out a huge pot. Jokes. We're kidding. But they did want to make sure that you were okay. And, you weren't being forced to do this show at gunpoint or tied up in the basement or anything like that. You want to give the people let them know you're all right?
Not really.
Not really?
I'm not okay.
This is, well, you guys can't see.
You have to tie me up to the chair every single
Well,
week.
don't tell them about what we're into off camera. Okay, don't do that. Okay. That's consensual, though. That's the difference, okay? That's the big difference there. This person also did want to point out, and I think we've got a decent idea of who this is, but I'm not going to say who it is, just in case. Like, just in the event that maybe we've got two stalker fans. Normally, like I said, I wouldn't even address these nasty reviews. But when it feels like it's a little personal, we're just going to talk about it for a minute. And I think that's the important thing to do.
I would like to say, just all jokes aside, in case someone is actually concerned, I'm okay.
I don't think anyone's concerned.
I mean, the person who left that comment.
I don't think they're concerned for your health, your safety. I think that was a snide remark at me. I think that was a snide remark at me. So we'll read it real quick, and then we'll make it quick, and we'll move on. It says, I'm not going to ask if Mia is okay, but so the title of the review is dedicated to misinformation and petty beefs. Petty beefs, you could make the argument. Misinformation, I would love to know what I've said on this show that's been misinformation. If you're feeling inclined, I would love to have you on to debate. Says, I'm not going to ask if Mia... by the way, when I say I'd love to have you on to debate, it's going to be virtual. You're not going to set foot in my home. Let's get that out in the open. You're not going to set foot in my home. I take very much pride in how well our home is kept up. right? How clean it is. I don't want it to stink when you walk in, and I also don't want to deal with the inevitable false rape accusation that would come with sitting in a room alone with you. So let's just do it virtual. That's my only condition. Because I'm not going to ask if Mia is okay, but I would like to tell her I'm sorry her husband wouldn't love her if she gained weight. Fortunately, mine does. I love the self-own in this. Like, hey, I got fat. That's how they start this off with. I'm fat.
I'm a fat ass and my husband loves me. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Doesn't.
Are you sure? I'm a fat ass and my husband loves you. Does your husband love you, or is it just too inconvenient for him to divorce you for someone hotter? That's my question. Mine also makes 6 figures, so don't worry about me not having enough money. I love the random flex about her husband's supposed salary here. Here, you guys want to know a little secret here? When somebody offers you their money, or how much money they make in a year, and without you asking, hey, how much money do you make in a year? When they bring up unsolicited advice, how much money they make in a year, 3 things in life become certain. Number 1, death. Number 2, taxes. And number 3, that person makes significantly less than they are claiming. There is no doubt about it. Also, here's the other thing. I love how their go-to, because this is their thing. They can't debate me on ideals. We saw this with the Messiah, right? We saw this with the Messiah. When you make them look like a fool, when you try to actually debate like the ideals of an issue and they can't do it, they resort to character assassination and insults and stuff like that. So I love that their go-to here is to make Mia look like some type of kept woman, because this is what bullies do, right? This is what bullies and losers do, is when they can't hurt me, they're not smart enough to debate me on the issues. They certainly aren't going to be able to say anything that's going to hurt my feelings. So they target my wife, which is just fucking repulsive. Here's the thing though. They try to make her look like she's some type of kept woman, because that's how they try to get to me, is through my wife. What's hilarious is if Mia was trying to flex on you guys, not once would she ever flex something I did as if it were her accomplishment. If Mia was trying to clap back on you guys, she wouldn't go, oh yeah, well, Caleb makes so much in a year. Because she has her own accomplishments, apparently unlike the person who wrote this review. That's what people don't realize. I think it bothers you guys so much that the antithesis of what you claim to support, an educated, financially independent woman of color, would just be with someone like me by choice. I think that's what really irritates, who's, by the way, hotter than all of this little angry gaggle of troll female comics, all of whom are morbidly obese, by the way, that have got these problems with me and want to take to the internet. We're going to get...
Probably smarter and more educated, too.
Oh, guarantee. And guarantee makes more money than all of you. I mean, how much further do we want? Happier than all of you guys. Owns property. Doesn't live in a 1-bedroom hovel. Drowning in her own filth and shit like you guys do. I mean, we could go on all night about how much better she is than you guys. The list goes on and on. You know, has a personality beyond just who she fucks, because evidently being bisexual or a lesbian is like 75% of all you guys can talk about. So she's got a whole lot more going on for you guys, or excuse me, for herself, than any of you do. Any of you do. Besides the fact that, you know, she weighs about 1/5 as much as most of you guys. So I love how they try to get to her. And then they'll turn around and they'll say, I'm being the bully or whatever because I want to fight back. But the reality of this situation is none of you are actually going to come on the show and look like retards when you try to have a conversation with me about my supposed misinformation or the harmful things I'm saying on here. None of you will actually do that, so you're going to resort to petty insults at my wife. Here's the other thing I want you guys to realize is I know I think they half-jokingly try to frame it as if Mia's some type of victim. What you don't understand is I will not... How should I put this? I'm not the type of person who's going to sit here and take your bullshit. I will clap back at you. I will go really, really low. I will get really, really mean. However, I don't do it from a place of hatred. I do it from a place of pity. Like, I almost feel bad about doing it. It's like having to put down a dog that's suffering. You know what I mean? Like, when I have to insult these people. Like, these are very pathetic, sad people. and I feel bad when I have to come at them. What you guys don't realize is Mia actually just hates you. She just possesses disdain for you guys. That's the difference between the two of us, is I'm not going to take your shit, but I'll fight back. She just hates you. And I know you think you've got this illusion of girl power, blah, blah. No, she fucking hates all of you. You repulse her to her core. If we switch spots, which I think would be hilarious if we did like a monthly segment where I would sit over there and she would come on camera and react to stories I picked. I'm trying to convince her to do this. But if we switched and she came on here and talked at you guys, we would probably get taken off the air because of the things she said about you. And we're on the fucking radio or internet radio. It's not real. It's like a serious competitor type. We're not on the radio. I can still cuss and shit. But so I can't, Live 365, Chris Baker Radio, shameless promotion. Maybe they'll tune into that too. But I can't let her come on here and do that. I just want you to know. So we'll keep going. Also, mine makes 6 figures, so don't worry about me not having enough money. Listen, if this is going to continue and you're going to continue to make false claims about my wife and writing, it's very, very helpful to know that you've actually got an income that I can garnish. I want to make that clear. If you want to go this route and you want to keep playing with fire and you're tiptoeing on the line, you haven't crossed it yet. But if you want to keep making objectively false claims about my wife and writing, just remember, I've got just enough money and just enough free time to fuck around with you legally. So don't bring that shit on me. You want to insult me, call me a liar, call misinformation, what? Fine. We can do that. We both know you're too chicken shit to debate. Do not put things about me in writing that are false or about my wife. We will come after you legally. That's something we will do. So don't fucking try it. Says, so that's at least, it says, I think it's probably easier to be successful when you're not sitting alone in a room jerking off to the sound of your own voice, which is something I do daily. How does she know this?
I was going to say, I can confirm that's true.
How does she know I do? Do they have cameras? And maybe we do need to like look into filing some charges. This might be like a stalking situation here. So that's at least 3 episodes you've talked about me now. I'm trying to think, who have we talked about 3 times on the show? Did Tim Walls write this review? Was this Aos? Was this Jasmine Crock? I didn't realize. I mean, I knew that we were ruffling some feathers at City Hall a couple months ago. Maybe Stothert wrote this. Well, no, her husband's dead. No, she got a new husband. He makes 6 figures a year. Maybe this was Stothert. I've clearly made it. Well, you sure? I'm going to address this like it's Mayor Stothert for the rest of this. You sure have, Mayor Stothert. You've made it to the finish line of your political career. Sorry you were so butthurt that I posted about you, but I'm actually glad it got back to you because all you did was screenshot a transcript of your own words and you threw a tantrum about it. No. I don't think I threw it. If this is who I think it is, I don't think I threw a tantrum. We made fun of you for a little bit and then moved on. And here you are writing a Apple Podcast review 3 months later about this. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I would hardly call that throwing a tantrum. Yes, you posted my words, and then the context and the description were what took them out of, or what took me out of context there. You claim that I had something like the way that post was worded was that I was going after someone's children, which I would never insult anybody's children. Jokes aside, I wouldn't go after anybody's kids. I mean, when everybody on the right was dunking on Tim Wall's kids for crying at that, I actually called that out and said, that's not cool. We're not going to go there. Now, I had some concerns here about how Tim Walls was treating his child, just like I probably have concerns. But nonetheless, we didn't target anybody's kids. So that's bullshit. And then this person ends it with, you might be the snowflake. I want to make this clear. You guys can go back and check the tapes. I have never once in the history of this show or any show I've been a part of referred to somebody as a, and I quote, snowflake. I think that is cringy, boomer core bullshit. I've never once called someone a snowflake in the history of this show. I've not once. Not once. So now that's, do you have anything you'd like to add to this before we get done covering this Dear John letter that we received.
Happy Pride Month.
It is Pride Month. It is Pride Month. So all the fake gays, the slightly overweight white women that can get drunk and make out with their friends can celebrate the month that they pretend is for them. Yes, indeed. Happy Pride Month.
Part of me wants to like message one of them and be like, "Oh, I'm in such a bad relationship. Can you help me?
Please come and help me. Please come help me.
Save me.
Save me." And then like you'll like keep setting up times to like meet so you guys can talk and just ghost them. Just waste their time. Just waste their time. I mean, so here's my question. What brand of ice cream do you think she was sobbing into when she wrote this review?
Double fudge.
Well, that's a flavor. Do you think there's a specific brand, or probably the store brand because she's so poor, right?
Probably Ben and Jerry's because they are like, aren't they like super liberal?
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true. It was Ben and Jerry's. Did you know it's easy to be successful though if you're not jerking off in a room all day listening to your own voice? That's here. I've Oh my goodness. Listen, maybe your husband does make six figures, which you know what? Great. Good for him. Medal's in the mail. Don't worry, you'll get it soon. Congratulations. I would ask if you want a cookie, but I think we both know the answer to that. Okay, I can afford. Here's what you guys realize. We're far from rich, right, Mia? We're not rolling in the dough over here. We don't make a whole lot of money off this show. But I can afford to fuck around and still pay my mortgage on my house that's nicer than yours. So leave it at that. I've never told anyone how I make my money on this show. I intentionally keep that secret because it's none of you guys' business. I've never told anyone how we make our money on this show. I've never told anyone.
Legal.
We don't break the law. Yeah, we're not breaking the law, but it is nobody's business. It's nobody's business. We're not rich, but we do okay, right? We do fine. We get the dog the nice branded dog food. Her car's paid off. Like
he has a bark box.
He's got a bark box subscription. Like we do okay. But I'm not going to sit here and flex my wealth or anything like that because I don't have any. And I'm certainly not going to be writing long ass reviews of podcasts flexing my spouse's wealth. That's also not something I'm going to do. Here's the other thing. I've said this in the past. I have moles all over the place, that listen to everything this whole gaggle of dipshit says about me and tell me. Sometimes they just give me little pieces of information as well. And again, if this is the person I am thinking it is, Gene Stother. No, not Gene Stother. I would be very, very careful about what I said about other people's financial situations if I were the one crying at an open mic because my piece of shit minivan held together with duct tape and Gorilla Glue got towed and I couldn't afford the $200 to get it out of the impound lot. That's never been a concern of mine. So I'm just saying I would keep my commentary on other people's financial situations to myself. Not even my financial situation. I wouldn't flex my own financial situation if I were the person in whom I think this is. And again, I don't know that that's who it is. But anyway, let's hop on here. Let's get on to the stories that she sent. What do we have for stories this week? What's going on? You want to know the best part about this, though? This whole thing is that this person desperately wants to have the last word, but you only get to write one Apple Podcast review. I can rant and rave about you as many times as I want, and I guaranteed I got the last word. So leave it at that. Okay. Do you have anything you want to preface these stories with here? Oh, you don't? Yeah, I put your mic. You can't just talk. You got to actually talk.
There's a really good one about J.K. Rowling.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. There's also another one just for your information. It's 4 images, so I numbered in which order.
Okay, yeah, that's the first one. We'll do that one first. All right. Am I the asshole for inviting my work wife to my daughter's birthday so she could finally meet my actual wife? Well, Something tells me this story isn't going to get any better. Sometimes we learn things from the content, like there's additional context provided from the description of these, but it doesn't appear so this time. So it says, I, 33 male, been married to my wife, 31 female, for 5 years, together for 8. We have 1 kid. Our daughter just turned 2. I worked as an assistant store manager at Walmart, and my wife stays at home with our kid. Things are generally good between us. We're not perfect, but I'd say we have a strong relationship and communicate fairly well most of the time. At work, I've gotten close to with a coworker. Let's call her H, 33 female. She's not just someone I passively work with. We have similar interests, especially food and travel, and we've bonded over that. We'll text now and then, and sometimes about work, sometimes sharing food recs or cool travel spots. Nothing flirty, nothing secretive. If we're both working a closing shift, I'll give her a ride home, safer than the late night bus, and it's honestly on my way. Now, I know my audience is going to have an issue with this because I know we have more of a, like, the TradCon type audience or whatever. I can't believe I just spoke in TikTok terminology. I don't really have a problem with this. This on its own, from what I hear so far, is okay. But the second the words work wife come into play, no, you have one wife. You don't have a work wife. You don't have a gym wife. You have one wife. That's it. Why is that so hard for people? My wife knows about the rides and that we talk occasionally. That said, my wife's never met H. She's heard the name but didn't really have a full picture. For my daughter's 2nd birthday, I invited a few people from work, including H. Part of it was just that I thought it would be nice. She's seen pictures of my daughter. She asked about her. She's a decent person, but I'll admit a small part of me also thought maybe it'd be good for my wife to meet her and put a face to the name. So do we believe this guy's that stupid? Do we believe he's actually this naive, or do we think that maybe he's not being honest with the audience on this website? What do you think? Because we're about to turn to page 3 here, of 3 of 4. So
I think he's just that stupid.
is he this naive?
Yeah, I think so.
She came, she brought a gift, was totally respectful, didn't monopolize my time or act overly familiar or anything. She chatted with a few people, including my wife, but I wouldn't say they clicked. After the party, though, my wife was clearly off. I asked what was wrong. She eventually admitted she was blindsided and uncomfortable. She said she didn't like the idea of this woman she'd never met, but who clearly has a presence in my daily life, was now suddenly at our kid's birthday without a heads up. I tried to explain that I didn't mean to be sneaky. I honestly thought it was more transparent and respectful to include H than to keep her out of that part of my life. I wasn't trying to stir anything up or send any weird messages, but now my wife's wondering if there's more going on between us than I let on, even though there really isn't. See, this is the thing with women, okay? This is the thing with women. Had this guy kept this woman a secret from her and not told her anything about her and been otherwise totally innocent, there was no flirtation, no one had made a move on anybody, it was just a genuinely innocent friendship that they had among coworkers, his wife would have been upset, because he kept this woman a secret from her. But on the other hand, he's like, hey, it's my work wife. And again, admittedly pretty naive. He didn't even call her his work. The work wife thing is weird. But hey, this is my friend from work. And she still gets upset. So you're like, damned if you do, damned if you don't here. Says, I could see how maybe I should have talked to my wife first. That was probably where you fucked up. Just let your wife know. I'm not allowed to invite my family over unless I tell my wife. I get just, I mean, if like my brother drops by just to pick up his shoes that he left when he crashed at our house last time he was in town, after he's leaving our house, why didn't you tell me he was coming back? I mean, that's it. No, I'm being a little bit over dramatic here. I'm embellishing just a little bit. See, I am the captive one here. I'm the one you guys should be asking if I'm okay. At the same time, I didn't feel like it was that big of a deal in the moment. H is just a friend from work. It's not like I invited her to a family vacation or something. So am I the asshole? I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's an idiot. I think it's wrong to have a work wife or a work husband. That's weird. You can have friends at work or wherever that you talk to. That's fine. I don't call the crazy old man in the sauna at the gym my gym grandpa. That would be fucking weird. No, he's just crazy sauna man. And he's my version of Tran from New Girl. That's it. There's no weird labels on it or anything like that. That's it. You know, and we'll go on tirades, and it's probably a good thing there's no camera or microphone in the sauna when we're talking, because it gets a little vulgar from time to time, and it might get, places some people are uncomfortable with, but that's real. But I don't give him any weird names. What do you think? Do you think the work wife thing is a boundary people shouldn't cross?
Yeah, I think it's just weird.
You shouldn't call someone that's not your wife.
Yeah.
That's
even if you're like in a relationship, like it's just weird.
It's weird. You remember in like high school when people would change their Facebook to married? They're like their Facebook relationship. That was always a good time.
That was me.
That was everyone did it. Yeah, it was just cringy kid shit, All right. But you never did it with someone you were dating. It would like girls would say they were married to each other. My friend Tariq that was over at the house a couple weekends ago. The black guy, he was my uncle on Facebook. In fact, he might still be listed as my uncle for all I know. It's biracial, So it says, all right, next.
I was actually, when I went to go change my Facebook relationship status when we got married, it still said, when we started dating, it still said I was married to this girl that I did in high school.
Oh, did you guys file the divorce paperwork, or was gay marriage not legal at that point?
No, we didn't file the divorce paperwork yet.
Okay. Well, no, we're good because they wouldn't have given us a license, so we're good. All right, this next one's from Salira Twilight. Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to be my friend's fat bridesmaid aesthetic? I'm 29. I have a friend who's 30. She's getting married in October. We've been close since college. But like, the dog's having a meltdown on the floor right now. You okay, buddy? You must be itchy. Well, we've been close since college, but lately it just feels like I'm just aesthetic filler to her. She picked her bridal party dresses without asking for input, and they're tight. Like Skims meets sausage casing tight. I'm a size 16. Is size 16 big for girls? You guys have weird sizes. I don't know how it works.
Generally, yes.
So that's a big one.
Yeah.
How big are we talking here? Like, you could stand to drop 40, 50 pounds, or like you're starting at left guard for the Iowa Hawkeyes this fall.
Well, if she's talking dress sizes, I'm like a size 4 or 6.
Oh.
So.
What do you think our Apple
Pants
Podcast
sizes?
hater size is?
Huh?
What size is our Apple Podcast reviewers? What do you think?
Oh, 17.
To the least?
Actually, no, it's
1,700.
even numbers, so 18.
It says, I'm a size 16. The other girl's a size 2 to 6. I asked if there were other options, and she laughed and said, no, I love how it looks with all the different body types. It's giving real women. Oh, so this is one of those girls that's so woke, she's accidentally offensive. That's what this is. This is one of those people. It's like it becomes patronizing. It says, excuse me? I asked her straight up if she just wanted me there as some token diversity of size, and she got quiet, then hit me with, you're so confident, though. That's why I wanted you in it, which is honestly code for you make me look better. I told her, it could be that. It could be that. I don't have any fat friends that I just keep around to make me look better. But I mean, is that a thing women do?
No.
No?
No.
I didn't know. So
typically, no.
I don't think this is the thing to make her look better. I think the first intuition is correct here, which is that she thinks she's doing her some type of favor by including her as, the token fatty in this situation here. Says, I told her I'm not comfortable being someone's walking body positivity prop, and maybe she should get one of her influencer friends instead. She cried, told me I was ruining her vision, and actually you were blocking her vision because she couldn't see anything else around you. And now the group chat is weirdly quiet. Oh, honey, they started a new group chat without you. Says, my boyfriend thinks I should just suck it up for the day. Her boyfriend who loves her no matter how much weight she gains. But I'm so tired of pretending shit doesn't bother me when it clearly does. Am I the asshole? No, I don't think you're the asshole for not pandering to this woke idiot that wants to patronize you. However, your last paragraph there is the one that really sums it all up. You're tired of dealing with this. Okay, great. Calories in, calories out. Under 2,000, walk 6,000 steps a day. You're welcome. Problem solved, okay? And you'll never have to write another meltdown again, once again, end of your bowl of ice cream again like this. You can move on from writing angry rants on Reddit to writing angry Apple podcast reviews of That's Based with Caleb Salvatore. All right, last one here from Substantial Run 3383. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she can't force me to cancel my vacation and lose $2,500 because she hates Harry Potter? All right, they're both 27. They've been together for 4 years. He's always wanted to visit Universal Orlando to see the wizarding world of Harry Potter, but he'd never been able to justify it financially. Side note, you can make $1 billion and never be able to justify a trip like that financially. My dad died recently, and I got an inheritance in his will, not life-changing money, but enough to pay off my debts and have something left over. So I decided to book a trip for Universal, and I was lucky enough to get tickets for their new park as well. My best friend loves Star Wars, and so do I, so we decided we'd go together and split time between Universal and Disney World because we probably wouldn't have the chance to go again anytime soon. Told my girlfriend this up front. She said she was excited for us, but didn't want to go because she doesn't support Harry Potter because of Rowling and her views on the LGBTQ 4K HD TV plus hashtag DMX Run DMC exclamation point community people. She was, oh, it's a good one for Pride Month. Did you do this one on purpose? You gave us a little tranny action for Pride Month? Sure. She was fine with it until she found out Rowling is apparently using her fortune. So was this girl living under a bridge? No, she found out Rowling is apparently using her fortune to fund anti-trans campaigns, and she started screaming at me about supporting transphobia. Her younger brother is trans. Oh, the poor kid's been groomed. Her younger brother is trans, so trans rights are extremely important to her. Again, I will ask, the right to do what? What right do they not have? Which makes sense. Early in our relationship, we basically agreed I could do whatever I wanted regarding Harry Potter, but she would not join in. It's never been a problem until now. During the discussion, I love how Harry Potter is like a soft spot. It's like a condition you have to negotiate upon heading into the relationship. It's like an NFL player has to negotiate his signing bonus or something like that. No, you're negotiating the Harry Potter Funko Pop custody should you get divorced. Like, that's what we're talking about here. I hate my generation. I hate millennials so much. During the discussion, she tells me I'm not allowed to go because I'd be supporting Rowling, which is supporting anti-trans people, and not supporting her brother. I said, honey, I understand what you're saying. A side note, always call a woman honey or sweetheart in an argument. It will immediately diffuse the situation. But if I cancel, I can't get my money back. When I booked the trip, I booked with a trip planner, and they said explicitly my tickets are non-refundable. I can change the dates if I need to cancel my initial trip, but I won't be refunded if I cancel and don't show up. My plane tickets, hotel, and park tickets are all non-refundable. I've spent about $2,500 on this trip. I can't justify wasting that kind of money, and she knows it, but she says it doesn't matter. It's not about the money. It's about the principle, and I'm not allowed to go. Okay, you ready for financial literacy class real quick here? If you can't justify, let's call it what it is, okay? Let's call it what it is. A vacation is a waste of money. Now, it's not a bad waste of money, but it is a waste. It is a waste of money. Anytime you're spending money on something that isn't essential to you, your day-to-day functioning, shelter, food, utilities, stuff like that, transportation, it is a waste of money. Now, there are some wastes of money that are worth it. Like to go out to eat at restaurants, right? You know, it's sometimes a waste of money is worth it. Sometimes you need to blow a little bit of money on a vacation. There's nothing wrong with that. If you cannot afford to lose this money, you should not be taking this trip. I've gone on trips with people, friends of mine, that we get there, and they're like, all right, I got $300 to spend. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? You shouldn't be here. Side note, traveling with people in a different income bracket than you fucking sucks. If we're gonna get on this little vacation and money thing real quick, this is unsolicited advice. I'm gonna give you guys some unsolicited advice. Never travel with people who are in a different tax bracket than you, whether it's higher or lower. No one will have any fun. The people that make less money will feel like they're holding everybody back. The people that make more money won't want, if they're a decent friend or family member or whatever, won't want to offend the people and go do something without them or guilt them. So they'll have a shitty time. Just don't travel with family unless there's some type of agreement where it's like, hey, your brother's 10 years older than you. They're way better, way more set in life. They're going to pay when you go out to a couple fancy restaurants together. That they're going to pay for the Airbnb. That's one thing. But if you're going out traveling, you will build resentment. If you're going to go traveling with people that make significantly more or significantly less money than you. That had nothing to do with this segment right here, but I felt I needed to say it because there's way too many, I've heard way too many horror stories from people I know just recently that are on both sides of this spectrum, where you've got people saying absurd things like, I won't travel anywhere that's not going to cost me at least $3,000 just for the room and board. Like, what? And then there's people on the other side that are dealing with people that are only going to, these other people, they want to go out and they want to eat locally because you don't stop at chains and fast food when you're out of town, right? But they want to go out and they want to try all the local restaurants, maybe not the nicer ones, but the local restaurants. And then the other folks that are coming along with them are on a Subway budget. It's not fun for anybody. It's just not. Have a barbecue, do a little staycation together, go get a lake house out in the, a couple hours from your house, get drunk out there, do stupid shit, get the brain-eating amoeba. It'll ruin everybody's life. But don't travel with people that are out of your tax bracket. Both sides of that aisle. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like family.
Oh, if it's your parents, that's different.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, your parents should be making more money than you. What? Okay. I respect what she's saying and where she's coming from, but I'm not throwing away that kind of money. And she can't just ban me from going somewhere. I'm an adult, just like she is, and I can make my own decisions. I feel bad because I see both sides. On my end, I'm not willing to just lose almost $3,000. On her end, she wants to support. Oh, of course, the comments are locked on this one. She wants to support her brother. I want to be considerate and respect her wishes, but that'd make me lose thousands of dollars. Well, you already lost the money, and I'm not sure if I'm just hung up on the money part instead of how she feels. Harry Potter is going to be the downfall in your relationship. That's the important thing you need to realize here. Harry Potter, while not the root cause of it, will be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this relationship. Now, again, Harry Potter, like I said, is not the root of your relationship issues here. The root of your relational issues is that your girlfriend is fucking crazy. That's what you need to realize. The people that are spurging out about J.K. Rowling, who, by the way, if you can take a step back, I personally don't think J.K. Rowling goes far enough. If you can take a step back on this issue, J.K. Rowling does not hate transgender people. J.K. Rowling is merely asking some very reasonable requests that 10, 15 years ago weren't all that controversial. In fact, many folks considered them to be common fucking sense. Even the furthest left of lunatic fringe liberals that I've seen would have agreed with J.K. Rowling 15 years ago. But since the Democrat Party and the leftist movement as a whole does such a great job at getting a whole bunch of dipshits in lockstep with one another, this is what happens. J.K. Rowling is merely asking that biological men stop sharing locker rooms with women, that children stop having these types of procedures conducted upon them, and that men would stop dominating women in women's sports. All of which, like I said, back in 2010, none of these were even issues. None of them were issues. Mia, we were just talking to a family member of yours about it who had a non-binary classmate, right? She's younger. And I had to explain it to her because you could tell even the kids that aren't involved in this little cult, they don't even understand it entirely, right? So I had to tell her, I'm like, look, what you need to realize here is this thing didn't exist when we were your age. No one, and I mean no one, and even the weirdest kids that would walk around in the fox ears and cattails. You went to private school, so you don't have to worry about that. But no one was doing that crap. This is new. It is brand new, all of this stuff. We had gay kids when I was in high school, middle school, whatever. I don't, no one was really out in middle school, but we had gay kids, right? This is a new thing. Just like people acting like that men and women's sports and surgeries upon children and these types of insane policies are acceptable is also a new thing. These are new battles in the culture war. These problems did not exist a decade and a half ago. But since we live under the Cloward-Piven strategy, where we've got a bunch of Marxist lunatics that are trying to hijack the country and drive it off a cliff to overwhelm all of our institutions, this is what we get. So you're not the asshole. Your girlfriend is the asshole. She belongs in a mental institution. Your relationship sounds exhausting. I'm sorry. I would say go down to Florida and find yourself a new girl, because she ain't going to be there when you get back. Here's the other thing you got to worry about, man. This is going to be the type of girl that is going to carve your fucking kids up. I mean, she's going to have at least 2 of your sons in a dress if you're stupid enough to marry her. So don't do that either. That's been our show. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Good take, bad take. Oh, I have sad news. Sad news. This last weekend was supposed to be us going to Mystic Fest, Monty Scott and I, with a man on the street mic and causing a ruckus. Well, it got back to me that some folks may have been tipped off, and we were not going to be welcome there. I can't confirm or deny where I heard this, but that seemed to be the gist of it. So don't worry. I will make it up to you. We will find... It's going to be the summer. These lunatics are all over the city. We will find another convention to crash. We're just not going to advertise it when we do it. I deeply apologize. I was looking forward to doing this. We just won't advertise it the next time we go, or we want to go out with a camera and cause a little bit of chaos out there in the world. Anyway, that's been our show. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Good take, bad take for the first Wednesday of the month. Cheat on your taxes, not your spouse. Whew, it's getting hot in here. I thought the air conditioner was on. It is on. See, that's the most cruel thing I do, is I'm one of those assholes that holds out with the air conditioner. Am I not? That's probably the worst thing I do. But she's free to turn it on herself. That's what she doesn't realize.
I just figured out today. My aunt had to show me how.
Her aunt showed her how to work. By the way, I also would have shown her how to work the smart thermostat had she asked me. I'm willing to hold out in extreme conditions if it means I can save $2 or $3. I am. Maybe I should go make 6 figures like our commenter's husband, and things will just be so much better off for me, right? Anyway, that's been our show. Go to firecracker.farm. Use the promo code BASED, B-A-S-E-D, like the title of the show. Going to save you 10% off your order at the checkout. They got this great product called Hot Salt, which goes great on everything. It's a combination of Mediterranean sea salt, scorpion pepper, Carolina Reaper, and, of course, ghost pepper. Firecracker.farm, not .com, .org, or .net with the promo code BASED. 10% off your order. That's going to knock off one more time. It's firecracker.farm, not .com, .org, or .net. Use the promo code BASED, B-A-S-E-D, like the title of the show. You're going to save 10% off your order at the checkout. Cheat on your taxes, not your spouse, and stay based.